Hi and welcome. In this lab, we'll set up our Puppet environment using Azure Virtual Machine. You can also use AWS EC2 instance or Google Compute Engine with similar virtual machine configuration that I am going to use. We have two virtual machines. One will act as Puppet Master and another will act as Puppet Agent. Virtual Machine 1 is Ubuntu based and we are having 4 GB RAM, 32 GB storage, and the subnet is 10.0.1.0/24. Virtual Machine 2 will also be Ubuntu, 44 GB, 32 GB storage, and will act as Puppet Agent. We'll name it as Wiki, and subnet will be 10.0.2.0/24. This is a VPC architecture. The IP range of VPC is 10.0.0.0/16. Click on Create Resource. Under Compute section, select Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. Create a resource group named Puppet so that all our resources group together. Give a name to your virtual machine as Puppet Master. Now select your region. Leave the availability option as it is. Select size and change it to B2 standard general purpose with 2 vCPUs and 4 GB RAM. Give your username and add SSH key for easy access to your virtual machine. If you don't know how to create one, then please read the description and follow these steps. Copy the SSH key and add it to your virtual machine. Leave everything as it is. Next, add disk of 32 GB standard SSD to your virtual machine. Next, we are going to create our virtual private network with IP range 10.0.0.0/16. We'll name it as Puppet Lab VPC. We will add two subnet to it, Puppet Master public subnet with IP range 10.0.1.0/24 and another Puppet Agent Wiki with IP range 10.0.2.0/24. For this virtual machine, we will select Puppet Master public subnet as our subnet. Next, leave everything as it is and directly go to tags. If you wish, you can add tags, otherwise you can leave it blank. Tags are good for monitoring your resources. Review your setting and then create the virtual machine. Next, we will repeat everything that we have done for Puppet Master to create Puppet Agent node. We will select resource group as Puppet. We will add virtual machine named Wiki. We will select region as US East. We will leave availability option as it is. You may change another region as per you have selected it in your Puppet Master. Next, we will change the size of our virtual machine and change it to P2S standard general purpose, 2 CPUs and 4 GB RAM. Add username and SSH key. Next, we will add disk to our virtual machine. We will select a 32 GB standard SSD disk. Leave the networking as it is and move on to tags. Just select Puppet Wiki as a subnet. If you want, you can add tags. Tags are good for monitoring your resources. If you don't want, you can leave it as it is. Next, review and create your virtual machine. This is your Puppet virtual machine. Now let's move on to the master and SSH into it. The blue is for master and the green one is for Puppet Agent. Next, we will follow the steps given in Puppet documentation to install Puppet Server so that if newer version of Puppet is released, you won't have to figure out how to install the latest Puppet version. Meanwhile, I'll update my virtual machine and I'll upgrade it too. First of all, we have to enable our Puppet package repository. Ubuntu has app-based package management system, while CentOS and Red Hat Linux has Yum-based package management system. Let's go to the URL https://apt.puppet.com. Select Puppet 6 release bionic.deb file and copy the link address. This is the latest version of the Puppet while recording this video. Go to the terminal and download the file using wget command. Then install the package using dp-ktool. These instructions are given in this documentation. As you can see, enable the Puppet platform using apt. Don't forget to update it using apt get update command. Unless you update it, the file won't be added to your repository. Next, we will go on and install Puppet Server on our Ubuntu machine. You don't need to verify your package if you are using apt or yum based package management system. Now let's go and install Puppet Server. apt-get install Puppet Server is the command to install Puppet Server on your system. Then you have to activate it. We will activate it using systemctl start Puppet Server command. Remember, all these things we are running is under sudo command. At starting only I have done sudo su so that I don't have to write every time sudo. As you can see, we have the running Puppet Server on our Linux machine. This is Puppet Master. Next, we will set up Puppet Agent. You can see the logs of Puppet Server using journalctl -u Puppet Server. This will show you all the logs and you can find out if any error occurs and what is the reason of that occur. If you try to run Puppet Server command now, it won't execute. It will show you an error saying that Puppet Server command not found. For Puppet Server command to run on your Linux machine, you have to edit your bash rc file. Open your bash rc file and add this line: export path equals to /opt/puppetlabs/bin : $path. Save it and reload the bash rc file using source/.bashrc. You can replace source with a dot command. Now if you type Puppet Server, it will execute on your command line. Now let's go and set up our Puppet Agent virtual machine. Let's connect to our Wiki's virtual machine and copy the ssh command. Paste this ssh command into your Puppet Agent terminal. Add the private key We will update it and upgrade it. Next, we will see the docs of how to install Puppet Agent on our virtual machine, and we will follow the docs. The steps are similar. You have to add the repository and then install it using apt command. So let's go and first add the repository as we have done it earlier. Let's go to the apt.puppet.com website and copy the puppet 6 release-binding.deb file. Copy the link and duplicate it in your terminal. Next, we'll install it using dpkg command, and don't forget to update it. I'll show you the error if you don't update. Duplicate. As you can see, the Puppet 6 release binding file has been downloaded. Now we can dpkg install. File has been installed, and now let me show you. Yeah, this is the error. Package Puppet Agent has no installation candidate. The reason behind this error is we have not updated our apt repository. So let's first go and update it. As you will update it, the Puppet repository will be added to our apt repo. As you can see, puppetlabs.com has been added. Now let's go and install Puppet Agent on our Wiki virtual machine. Puppet Agent has been installed. Now you have to You don't have to run this command for now. We will run it later after we set up our communication between the agent and master. Finally, we have downloaded Puppet Agent and Puppet Master. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to establish a communication between them so that if we change anything in master, the agent virtual machine can adapt those changes. As we have studied, the agent will send some facts to the master, and master will send the catalog, which the agent will read and change it accordingly.